Redding, California, formerly operated as a popular natural science museum in Caldwell Park. Today, the historic 1942 building houses the North Valley Art League, the NVAL. Carter House Gallery. It serves as a community art space rather than a science museum. Art. Why can't they do both? You know what they did though? They took the Carter House Science Museum and they moved it up the river and renamed it, what is it, Turtle Bay? Something like that. I've only been there, I think, once since they built that monstrosity of the Sundial Bridge, that hodgepodge of misappropriated funds so the Freemasons can go, look what I can do. That was like my first job was at my high school that I graduated from, because when you grew up poor in Redding, California, you could go do things like at the PIC office. Us welfare people, they always had classes that we had to sit through so we could just get a little bit of the advantage of the important people. So my first actual job was CVHS, Central Valley High School. I'm not a proud falcon. I don't do pride. It's a fool's errand is what pride is. I do other fool's errands. So, but when I graduated high school, it was my first job out of high school, but it was just a summer gig. But I worked at Carter House Science Museum, and they had like one of those day programs that parents drop their kids off about 7:30 in the morning, and then we take care of them till about 2 o'clock. I learned so much stuff. I learned how to tie knots. I got to help kids learn how to tie knots. I got to help kids like rock climb. We took them on field trips. There's actual, if you go out by like Oasis in that area, North I-5, off there's a side road back there, and if you park and walk out a little ways, there's lava rock that has seashells in it, in outside of Redding, California. You know, but they gotta ruin everything. I mean, I know they still have school programs for kids. I was like, I don't know, there's me and how many, two other females and another male that were there to teach like I was. We get to do like set up arts and crafts and stuff like that. I just always thought, like, why couldn't we do this when I was a kid? Because we never had money. We never had money to do stuff like that. But everybody should be able to have fun like that. The earth has changed so much, and it's going to change back. It is. Mark my words. Because we're going to, if you ever been near the ocean, there's like the highest point that a wave is going to reach. It's the highest point of energy collected. And when you go to an event, there's like the highest point of energy that can happen at that event, and then it breaks, and then it goes down, everybody gets quiet, goes home. I call it the collective wave of bullshit that they're cultivating in the world. They're inducing people's fear. They're making them so, which justifiably, don't get me wrong, I don't want to minimize the fear that people are in because they're in economic insecurity. And nobody in this nation should ever be economically insecure, especially when people come here from other places. Hey, what's up? And end up trillionaires? What the fuck fuck is a trillionaire either, even? What is a trillionaire? They don't exist. He's just another Nepo kid that took all the privilege away from everyone else. That's alright, you don't gotta do that. I'm the worst influencer on the interwebs. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I live backwards in my head. We grew up so poor we looked up at the poverty line. So those are the people that I am for. You know, there's a young man who enlisted to fight for his country and put an appeal out in the local community because he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't have money to eat for him and his dogs. His dog? And this country needs to do better, and if we could just all get together and set the intention that that monstrosity that Biff is doing on DC at DC for his birthday, he's celebrating himself so much while Americans are rotting in the street. If we could all come together and do a dance for rain, let's all dance to rain him out. Let the thunder clap, because I am a thunder child. Because I can't cause harm, and that is all I can do is dance for rain to ruin his party. I can't be violent, because I can't go to jail because no one's going to take care of mom. Or I can pray for rain and parties get ruined, and that's what I can do. And hopefully other people will. I see right now, if you look at the weather map, we could do this. We could ruin this whole party. I follow Windy. It's a weather app. We could get this storm to grow. Yeah, pray for me, because I've been in wars where we kill people for no reason. I was in Iraq. So we could get this, potentially get this storm to grow and move across and ruin his whole birthday. Pray for me. They gave me 8 anthrax vaccines. I got 2 at once. It fried my endocrine. Pray for me. Pray for me. I was a 10-month-old baby that got raped. Because some of us are just lucky that way, I guess. But hey, nobody on the Epstein file ever goes to jail. But I'm what happens when they do weird shit with babies, and I didn't perpetuate the weird stuff. I became a prude and not a perv. So let's make this storm grow. And go right here. Right there. It's the same latitude. Let's make this storm grow. Let's ruin his party. His misappropriation of funds. But the world is changing, but first it's going to go through the most Maximus turmoil that we have collectively seen, because more people are going to create the reality because we believe it. We feel the earth shake. I'm 7,000 feet up. I feel the earth shake from the tremor of the fearful people on the earth. And when people are fearful, they create the environment in which they create the thing that they fear. What you fear, you draw near. It's like a vibrational frequency of magnetics. If you are afraid of something, everything I ever was afraid of happened. Everything. So I just stopped looking at what I saw was going to happen. I'm a psychic intuitive. I can't help it. I live in the veil. I just visit planet Earth to go to the grocery store and get toilet paper. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, and the soulless have created an earth prison for us. Everybody should be able to, like, Mom woke up today and said, Marge, I want to go on a yacht. Okay, Ma, let's get in the car, drive down the road, stop at gas station, put gas in our car, go to a yacht, get on it, and then go around and do whatever we want, come back, dock, and come home. Notice I didn't mention that there was like exchange of funds with any of that. In my world, money doesn't exist because people aren't so greedy that they gotta take everything, all the toilet paper off the shelf for them so they can be comfortable for however long until the toilet paper runs out. But you know what happens with people with ill spirits like that? Rats, mice, something's gonna ruin your stash. Because things that grow from a heart space of greed will not succeed. I've seen this too much in my life. The evidence is right there on the wall. I used to try to test fate. I used to try to see if the gods were watching. Because there's always more than one. And I'm not trying to satisfy any of them, really. Because they all got their own weird little kinks. And I ain't into it. If you look on the history of the gods, some people visit the places where the gods once were and they get imprinted with, like, I don't know, ideas of grandiosity. Yet, within their soul sacks, they still contained their inferiority complex. So, within themselves, people are conflicted. I am big and important. I am insignificant. And these things fight within themselves. And then, if there's not deliberation to be had, oftentimes the quieter one gets obstructed, and then overcompensation has. I want to run queries in like the DOD, and I'll run queries like, what are the top 3 astrological signs of Marines? And I bet you $5 Pisces, Virgo are in there. Pisces, because they're feminine energies, and you put them in little dudes, right? These little guys are born and they had all this feminine energy in them, and they're allowed to cultivate. You know, they could play baseball, they could go around, do whatever they want, because they're the little golden child. They're the one that's going to take care of mom and dad when they're old, and you know, and they're going to make the town proud, and they're going to do all this. And then something happens, and then the machismo switch flips in, and then they want to overcompensate and snuff out the feminine. I went through this when I was a little girl. I had the attitude that I didn't want to be a baby because babies were weak. And then later I found out what happened to me when I was a 10-month-old baby, because your body knows. And then I read the sheriff report when I was 13. And it made a lot of things make sense to me. And then I was like, okay, well, I can't control the things that have happened to me in my life. All I can do is decide how I'm going to respond, right? In life, that's all I can do. Or not, and mostly how I respond is I'm avoidant. I won't participate. I used to participate, but I won't. Like the fact that Carter House Science Museum was taken over. I don't have a mirror. I should use this time to brush my hair. To become yet another freaking art studio. I live in Taos. There's art everywhere. You go in, you see 100 pictures of the same mountain. It's redundant. It's wasted life force energy. And I have nothing against art. Myself am an artist. Was I allowed to just sit in a room and let the world take care of me while I did art? And then when I emerged from doing art, I could just go out around and do whatever I want? Was that in my experience? No, I had to leave art and then get jobs so I could do things like take care of my mom and pay rent. First time I paid rent, I was 15 years old. And I'm not just saying, and I'm not saying like part of the rent. No, I found out later the rent was $250, and mom had me paying for the whole thing, while her and her boyfriend that slammed her head in her car door were off camping and living the good life. So I come from, a place that of great understanding. And now people play so much in America, so freaking much. Oh gosh. They don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to plunge a freaking toilet, but they can, be real excited about things that I've heard men brag about working in male dominated career fields. Just bullshit. Like, taking a crap so big it was the size of a baby's arm. How's that how's that, like, would kids go and buy their Dad of the Year, Father's Day bullshit cards? Do they do that coming with the notion that their fathers are like 15-year-olds and big old hairy overgrown bodies? Do they know that? Because that's pretty much about where humanity maxes out as the mentality of a 15-year-old. And then after that, they're playing roles. Oh, I have to act like this because this is how they act when they play a role on TV. This is how they act. They're all playing roles. Washington, D.C. and Hollywood both exist to get the common man, the gin pop of America, to believe, hey, you're free because you can go to the car show. Hey, you're free because if you want, they're having a hot air balloon convention yet again, and you can come down and get annoyed with all the parking, and people will drink too much, and then somebody will probably pull out a gun, because that's just what America does now. Just in the threat. Of course it is. Of course it does. Where does it learn how to end the threat? Dude, the freaking president of the United States has the mentality of a 15-year-old child. And real people are dying. And then people want me to celebrate Memorial Day because they willingly encourage their kids to go off and be a part of bullshit for 23 years. Even when I was in the Air Force I was still saying never let anyone you care for enlist. I would listen in meetings all the time. Like, I went to recovery AA meetings, and I'd always hear stories about, like, how people's grandkids, they go enlist and, like, something happened, their brain snapped. I'm like, dude, they shot them up with vaccines, and they're, like, this big. But they give them vaccines because the dose is for a big man, but your little Jimmy is a little guy. So it fried his body, and it broke his mind. And just be glad that he couldn't be programmed. Because programming people to kill, that's sick. Kill, kill, kill. That's what Marines do. Program, kill, semper fi. That simple sucks. Semper sucks. Like, if they I finally heard a TikTok this morning about a guy talking about, CPS are going to come and take your kids. They'll come in and take your kids. But you know what? Why don't they just give the mom money to take care of their kids? Well, kid, that's because agency is welfare for the employees, and it has nothing to do with helping any constituents. But people don't want to live in a world where that exists, because then they might be called to do something more. America's not going to do nothing because it's not going to get up from playing its freaking video games. It's just not. It hasn't for 30 years. It started with Gen X, my generation. And then, like, people justify themselves playing video game for hours, as an adult with the, oh, honey, come do it with me. Oh, Now it's a honey thing. Then the kids come, oh, family time, video games. Like, while you're doing that, nobody is out fucking, that's 5 less people that are doing out, like, electrical work, paving roads, stuff that, like, benefits everybody. We went for a world where people, like, work for everyone to themselves, and now the world is dissolving because selfishness is like an acid. Selfishness, greed, it's like all that stuff that varnishes paint. It corrodes, it's evasive. I wonder if that kid, let's see. So yeah, do I love the arts? I absolutely love the arts. Do I think that it has more of a place than science? Absolutely not. Why can't people be more than one thing? I'm a mechanic in the Air Force. I was a mechanic, and then I'm an IT professional. Now I'm a caregiver, which actually makes me a lot more than all those other things, because being a caregiver, you gotta be. I'm like her doctor. I'm always looking for sores and stuff, like dry skin, stuff like that. You gotta stay on stuff. And then like I do her feet, so, and then I do her nails, so I do manicures and pedicures. I cut her hair, I do I'm her dentist. I brush her teeth every day. Like, I'm like, she's still here because I take such good care of her, and then take the care away, and then the person goes away. And that's what the United States has been doing they don't care, because narcissists don't care. Psychopaths, they don't care. They care about money, property, prestige. They care about ego. They don't care if moms have enough to feed their kids. They don't give a fuck. They will make the kids and then abandon the kid and be like, haha, I made that. You know what I mean? Like, dudes be weird. Chicks be weird too. It's all about energy. I don't think gender derives how much somebody's going to act more than the masculine and feminine that they hold within them. And like, I hold more of the masculine. When you look at my birth chart, the aspects, I don't like this song. My aspects, the breakdown, 6 masculine. 4 feminine. I have 3 cardinal, 1 fixed, 6 mutable. I go with the flow, but people try to dam me up. And then I splash around and they don't like it. 2 fire, 4 air, 4 water. Look at that. You see that? It says 0 freaking earth. People with 0 earth. Like, you gotta make a world that's comfortable for us, and then we won't care what all you other freaking opinions are doing. Like, ooh, look at the next sporting event. Ooh, look at, like, that is just a waste of loosh, for Pete's sake. For Pete's sake, it's a waste of loosh. Huh. I wonder whatever happened to that. Huh. I'll play with that later. Anyway, did my horoscope come up? It just did a couple minutes ago. You are glowing with self-confidence and vigor. This is a perfect time to get started on a new idea or project. You may have so much energy that you need to find a way to use it all. This is most days. Perhaps this is a good time for outdoor activities or the gym. That's why I lift my dumbbells, because I have so much juice I don't even know what to do with myself. I can't just sit there. I can't. If anything, when Mom gets up, I'm going to go out and we're going to go drive around and find some people to give water to. It's better to do that in the morning so they can hydrate and stuff like that, and then they can. Around Taos, the travelers usually kind of dip out, but I think it's supposed to be cooler today than it has been. But still, hot is hot. I mean, hot. You don't got shade, you don't got cover, and then whenever you find it, somebody's up here running you off because that's sitting in a freaking dude in a $90,000 freaking F-350 because that's what they need to make society safer. Dude, police haven't been making society safer in decades. Everybody knows they're the fraternal order of butt stuff. Now people just need to start calling them out on it. Is what they ought to do. Their little secret little clubs deciding who the bad guys are. Making up the own laws and rules and regulations. Like, dude, men, women too. It's not a gender thing. People that like cops that pull over single moms, that give them a ticket and they just can't afford that ticket. They can't feed these kids. They're stressed out. It drives them to the brink. If money's not real, why don't we just throw it at everybody and then they can do whatever they want? And if they add to the world, great. And if they're junkie drunks and thieves, they're spending themselves out and wipe themselves off because it's survival of the most generous, I think. You take care of people, the world takes care of you. That's the only reason why I'm still here on this planet, is because everything I did to be a part of the world and to be successful, I said, nah, fuck that. I don't need to do that. What I need to do is make sure mom's taken care of. That's what I need to do. And how many people get paid $15 an hour to wipe somebody else's mom's ass? And I'm just like, when you cry at their funeral because you didn't spend enough time with them, that's why you should be crying. And then when you feel bad forever, I don't really fucking care about that, because if people love their lives so much, I don't even like my dad. We're no contact, but that's, if he called me right now, I would answer. That's the thing, is he never ever calls me, and I've called him for years, and I just said, and he lied to me for years. He treated me like shit. He was very abusive. And then as soon as you don't want to play and let them be your freaking, let them bully you anymore out of the name of, well, I'm your father. Like, fuck you, dude. You're Darth Vader. You're Darth Vader. There's so many deadbeat dads and they're still trying to perpetuate fucking Father's Day. Are you kidding me with that shit? I don't know any good dads. Do you? Like all the people on social, my dad, your dad's gay. Your dad goes and be his best behavior, and then when people aren't looking, his shadow aspects in him are acting out how he really wants to live his life. Those are the ones that pretend. The ones that aren't pretending. If there were so many good dads, the Epstein files would not be a thing. How's that? Wouldn't exist. Kids would be protected, not used and abused. Where they just learn how to use and abuse them, just give themselves away. Just, oh, if you like me, I'll do anything you want. As long as you like me. I used to be like that. I've been like that in a long time. When you leave the 3D Earth, those things mattered less. I became unemployable, evidently, in 2016 because every job I ever applied for, whether it was at a gas station or the state of Oregon or Walmart or whatever, I just was overqualified, underqualified, which usually means they don't like your kind. Yet they never tell me what my kind is. What is my kind? Well, you're gay. Am I? Because I haven't been on a date in 10 years and there's no prospects anytime in the near future. So does that make me gay? That makes me celibate. That doesn't make me gay. Like, designating who other people are, I look at people and I'm like, okay, when I was a piece of shit, egomaniacal trash heap, when I was drunk, when I was living for myself, when I didn't care about mom, when I had the notion in my head, like, you know, all the program, all the he six in my family is that my stuff is my stuff, and if your stuff, if you have stuff that I want of yours, then I'm gonna take it too. It's the machismo brain, right? The first program that you can take and do anything you want. That means you don't have to restrain yourself, which everyone needs to restrain themselves. Everyone needs to have discipline. If we don't have discipline, look at the USA. It's going down the toilet because why? People just went around and did whatever they want. Whenever they, too many cornhole games or whatever that, you know, too many years of season tickets at the, what are they? What is that team? The Cornhuskers. When I lived in Nebraska, everyone was into those. I'm from the USA. You know, the country built on butt stuff. For pay. They painted as a free country for a long time. But we're not free over here. People aren't free. People get suppressed. People get censored. I get censored all the time. I censor people when they say stupid shit to me. And I'll let you know what the thing it is. See, they never tell me what the thing I says that makes them go away, but I'll let them know. Oh, that's the dumb thing you said. Okay. If they want to know, I'll let them know. Yeah, it's a good thing. Well, where I live is great. I live in a great place. I'm talking about big cities like, you know, in Denver and like San Francisco isn't what it used to be. I mean, all the towns that smell like urine, because there's people that are homeless and they just would rather let them pee on the streets than provide them porta potties because they're that withholding. Like, it's so weird. And then they'll ticket them for not having a place to go to the bathroom. It makes perfect sense. America makes perfect sense. That's why it's thriving. It's thriving so much in America right now. But where I live, the weather's great. Sometimes it rains. The welcome tree fell over, and a lot of people are sad about it. But I never found Taos. Most places are not so welcoming. Like, if you own a shop, they'll welcome you in if you walk through their door because they want you to spend their money in their shop, right? And then they'll go back in the kitchen and they'll be like, this asshole, you know, and then go back to your face and be like, hey, how, you know, oh, is there anything else I can do for you? You know, it's that fakeness. That's why I don't do good on planet Earth. Now they're going to start perpetuating all the alien stuff. Dude, that's just a frequency, I think. Like, when I was in art class, my art teacher Mr. Barlow would explain to us that white was the absence of all color. It didn't have any pigment in it, the color white. And then I started thinking about that, like, Caucasian thing, you know, and how people, like, are regal, they act like they don't have any emotions and stuff like that. And then I think to myself, they don't have emotion. And then I started, like, and then the Bible with the Nephilim and the fallen angels, and that, you know, they just go around, do whatever they want, cause havoc, harm, and stuff all over the place. Like, that's soulless. Like, soul is colorful. Soul is emotion. Colors are emotions. And when people don't have them, they can't use them to stop harming others. Like, I have emotions, like, you know, somebody annoys me because I have the half Nephilim, like, the fallen, like, but I come from the Freemason family on my dad's side. The Isaac Walton relatives, those are the colonials. Yeah, it's because more and more people are waking up to the truth that we kind of live on an alien ant farm. And either you have a soul, a spirit, or you don't. Is what I'm coming to find out. Like, I can't go, if I see somebody in trouble, like, even if people are fighting, I'll be like, you guys just get away from each other. Just stop, you know, because I grew up in such a violent environment. Germany's not even Germany anymore. Like these people look. I bought this a couple years ago. It's a map of the of the world. That don't exist no more. You can't contain people. Like when I was in 03, when I was on Crete, when we bombed Iraq for no fucking reason, man, I'm in Damascus like we're doing in Iran now. We want what you have because we don't have shit of our own. So boom diddy dropsity bops. It's freaking machismo, and then they end up taking their little blue pills to be a man. That when I was on Crete, when we bombed Iraq, see what you don't understand is like every time we drop bombs, we are freaking beating Mother Earth. It's just a narcissist man hitting a fucking woman. Think of it like that. We drop bombs, it scars the earth. Germany's not, it's not like when Germany, as we can see it, I don't live there, obviously. But you could see evolution of things outside. In 1989, there was an East Germany and a West Germany. I grew up watching movies like Midnight Run. What a scary place. You have to escape because you aren't allowed to do whatever it is the government says you aren't allowed to do. So the family made a hot air balloon out of fabric and escaped over the wall. And then in 1989, it didn't really matter because they just tore the wall down. It's just all theatrics. It's all give the freaking useless enough to do that they won't freaking bother us, the people that control and dominate them. Just let them believe enough. Just give them enough hope. Yeah, there's enough for them. They could, everybody could have enough that like I don't have to wake up to see posts about how another human being fell through the cracks of society in the United States of America, the richest country in the world. It's fucking retarded. He slept in a motel in almost a year until 3 days ago. He's trying to be indoors with the service K9 while he sorts it out. Okay. He can't even afford food currently, let alone a means to fix his van, get a different van, or get enough to keep the motel room as a rest indoors with his service K9 in the 90-degree weather. Churches here have refused to help. Most nonprofits refuse to help. Most people are driving right by when I'm panhandling. I have endured police brutality, corruption, corporate retaliation, hatred from other human beings, to the extent of being given to-go boxes of human feces. Bottled drinks with pinholes in them, sandwiches with broken glass in them, been spit on, and a lot of other acts of cruelty. Nobody cares because it's not them. But they're still gonna fucking get a stupid fucking flag on the 4th of July and watch fireworks. Not where I live. I think they banned them. They need to ban all fireworks. They're stupid. I just think that everybody deserves better than this. So I already sent the kids some money. I don't have a lot right now. But I'm going to see if I can't help this kid fix his van. That's what I'm going to see if I can't do. If I can't get him help, like where he has a place where he could be safe with he and his dog. Everybody deserves that, They don't deserve shit sandwiches and stuff like that. They really don't. Like, there's only 6,000 people in this town, but this is how they treat people. Like, that's demonic. That's evil to me. Like, you go out of your effort to make somebody that's in a bad position feel worse about themselves. You know? It's just, gross. Yeah, then they boast about community and having pride and what a great place it is and stuff like that. I don't buy it. Especially when they're spending $5 billion on baseball fields. So who can play? Who could play baseball in Taos? What age groups is it for? What $5 billion on a bunch of kids? It don't even make no sense. People say, make it make sense. You can't. It doesn't. It's insanity. That's insanity. These people, man, their karma is going to come back. Another internet person died that I don't know, but I had like kindred spirits with, is that John guy. I think was his name John Ress. He was autistic, big, tall, redheaded kid. He died. They just had his funeral. In my place where people go after they pass, and like the people that are gathering are like he went right at the same time that Matt Brown went, and they're hanging out finally at peace. You know, like more people could be peace on earth, be peaceful on this earth, but there's just people that don't have peace within themselves, so they have to take it from everybody else. It doesn't have to be this way. But too many people believe in the false narrative of like Santa Claus, and like they want to live in the program. They do, because it's comfortable there. They find security there until you come to a place where you're gonna find yourself insecure. Because life is about experience. It's not about living in a bubble and being comfortable all the time. Because every single day there's more domestic violence disputes, there's more people, the cracks of society are just getting wider and wider, and it's up to us to go out and help people directly, because clearly agency doesn't exist to help people. I have a couple, this is going to go good. I don't usually eat on the internet, but I'm going to right now. I saved the rest of this. This is a chocolate croissant that I get at Sid's. Woo, it's so good. It goes good with coffee. I don't really like donuts. I don't know what you're saying is addicting, but I find helping people and being generous addicting. One thing me and Mom do is I keep a cooler in my back seat whenever I see pedestrians. I ask them if they want water. A lot of times people don't. The times that they do, they're so grateful. So grateful. At the grocery store in the town I live, they have like a point system where you can save up your money and then like use it to buy groceries. And I'm gonna just keep letting it ride till I get like $200 in there. And then cause they have really good food at Sid's. They have a good operation there. Yeah, it's expensive. What is it on planet Earth? I just want to give people access that would never get to enjoy Sid's access. So I'm going to buy a bunch of food and then invite the community to come out that doesn't get to eat good food, because society doesn't give a shit about them. And I'm going to feed them. And then I'm gonna ask them what they have, what they would like to see in the community. Because if you raise the people on the bottom, all of society will lift. If you help the people shower, they won't smell like piss and shit and stink to you. If you give people, that's what I'm here to do, is give people a thing. I'm Heyoka. That's what we do. We're contrarian. Everybody else lives the mainstream. I'm swimming up the stream going, don't go that way. And here's why. The meek are inheriting the earth because everybody's becoming autistic. They said in 87 I was autistic. They weren't even, there wasn't as many autistics back then as there is now. I see TikToks, I hear people, they got 3 kids that are autistic. Why would you want to keep making people that it's so hard in the world for, instead of making the world easier for people that think different? Don't say that to me. I don't like it. Are you okay? Are you good? Are you okay? It's a tool that people use to like berate and belittle. I am well. I assure you I'm fine. It's like little old ladies. I would never do that. That's what freaking Trump is. He's a little old lady. I would never do that, but he does. He does it all. That dude is such a creep, man. See, I don't believe in any elections. So I'm far above, like, oh, all you have to do is vote. We can fix it all. No, you all are in the same circle jerk agreed, and I ain't playing no more. I think the whole darn system needs to be obliterated. And let people live in their own town, and they can sort it out in their own town. And if you don't like how they do it in that town, don't go to that town. I live outside the town, and then I go into the town when I need things from the town. But even the town when I live there is so terribly egomaniacal. Misappropriation of funds. They want to do what they want to do because their positions of power. And it's like, you could be in a position of power. That don't mean that you got a brain in your head. That don't mean that your ideas are good. That don't mean any of those things. So, I had to go to war so I could come back and tell people that this is the places that we stay when we go to war. It's about the contract. It's about the contract. It's, thou shalt not kill, but if you're going to do it over here, come stay in our hotel. And then they even got a new pool when I stayed there. I swam in that pool. I was an Airman Basic, and A1C. Was I Airman Basic? I can't remember. 03, did I finally put on rank? Maybe I put on rank when I came back. But I was Airman Basic there still. On here, like if over here, is where I stayed in that hotel. And this is where everybody else stayed when they go to fake war. This is, where's the camera? How? Where is it? Boom. This is called the sun because it's about their false god sun worship stuff. It's all Saturn worship. It's all tied together. They didn't even have water in the pool yet because, you can't be splashing around in the pool while you're at war. You gotta make the people believe. Make them believe. I was there 39 days. 39 days. So this isn't like foxholes and stuff like that. Other people, they had to do that. But I didn't. See, I guess I got the good blood where I got the good gig. I got to stay in this hotel. Boop! I got to swim in that pool. Look at that tile work on it, man. They paid top dollar. This hotel just came into a bunch of money because all of a sudden they just rented out a bunch of rooms to crew chiefs and age personnel to the whole 55th, blah, blah, blah. It's weird. That's the one time I went to Las Vegas. Look at all those people. That's not Las Vegas anymore. I always thought, why are all these people, I had a purpose for being there. That's why I went there, and then I was with my dad and my brother, because we took this trip down Grand Canyon. And we all met there first. Because you could go graph. If you got enough money, you could do whatever you want on this world. They tell people that they don't want doing that thing, that they can't do it. And then people are like, oh, access denied. Is this place still there in Vegas? We ate the Papo de Bebe, whatever restaurant there. Now I live. Wait. Where the skies are open and you can see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. And that's the sky where I live. But I'm starting to think the firmament is not. Like, I get that space is like water, because every time they try to send a rocket off, it like when you jump off a really tall bridge, you can shatter your legs and your ankles and your feet. They tell you to point your toes and stuff like that. It's like hitting concrete when you hit water flat-footed. So it makes me think that the out there is the same kind of thing. We don't go through. I don't believe in any of that moon stuff, because I don't believe in any of the people that contrive that narrative. You ever see that movie Fly Me to the Moon? We create reality based on what the sum of our parts is going to believe in the most. I think if they got enough people to believe in Santa Claus, that Santa Claus might in fact exist. There's more people that know that that is not the world that they want to live on, where that is a thing. I don't want to live on a world where kids sit on an old man's lap and whisper in his ear and, oh, if you're good. Yeah, I don't hang out with nothing that keeps secrets. I really don't. That's not my world. That's not what I'm into. I like that. Let's try that background. That's kind of cool. That is water droplets on a flower that I took. I like to take pictures. I have a lot of pictures. The sum of all parts, they're just little snapshots of places I've been in my life. And they're like this. They're not of like Grand Theft Auto, you know. My mind is focusing on nature and nurturing it, and less on like, I don't know, beating prostitutes with bats. And isn't that what they do on that video game? It gives permission to be violent, because look, it's on TV. Well, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. So, anyway, is it time to go? Is it time to get going? Start my day? My day starts at like 5:30. But is it time to start Mom's Day soon? Yep, it's time to start our day. You waking up, little mom? Yeah? We'll get to go to the post office soon. We got stuff to pick up down at the post office. I don't think today, though. I don't know. What day is it? Is it Friday? Saturday? I guess it's Saturday. It doesn't matter. All of our days are pretty much the same anyway, huh, Mom? But it's not always been like that. See, this guy needs help with his trailer. A lot of maintenance stuff. A lot of breaking down stuff. Heat is not good for cars, just like extreme temperature, I'll just say that. Oh, but here's another artist. The artist. If only everybody could get to sit around and freaking paint a picture and then have their buddy have an art. You know, I think they take like 25-30% for a cut. Like you sell your art, but the studio that is just hanging on a wall in, they get like their cut. Like, really? That's just a way for a lot of people that can't do practical things to make money. That's what it's all money laundering. It's all extortion. It's all hubbub. It's all tomfoolery, shenanigans, helter skelter. And the shift is upon us. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a right day. Peace.